Hi, I'm Nick from Chef's Compliments, your personal chef service across the UK. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to make rosemary chicken. Let's start with the chicken. What we've got here are 2 chicken breasts. These are skinless and boneless, but if you want to use chicken breast with the skin on and even the bone in, that's absolutely fine. That will give you actually a more interesting appearance and some would argue much better flavour too. But for the moment we're using these skinless and boneless, which are leaner, so there's less fat and that sort of thing. What you want to do is just clean them up a little bit if necessary, so any excess fat just trim off. Then season the chicken with salt and pepper. Meanwhile, you've got a frying pan on here on a nice high heat. So the pan's nice and hot. You want just a little bit of olive oil in there. Really not much at all. So look, we've got a nice hot pan there. In goes the chicken. Now what you might find, although this is a very good non-stick pan, what you might find is when you add cold meat to a hot pan, the first thing it'll do is stick. And the trick here is not to panic. Don't try and wrench it off because it will tear. Just let it sit there and eventually, as it cooks, it will release itself from the bottom of the pan, okay? So, just keep an eye on it. What we're after is just a little bit of colour on both sides. You don't want to cook it through because that's going to take place in the oven. So just like that, nice bit of golden brown colour. And then when you've got it on one side, flip it over and do the other side as well, okay? Okay, so we've got it nice and golden brown on one side, and now nice bit of golden brown colour on the other side. Beautiful. So just take that out of the frying pan and into your roasting pan. Now into that pan we're going to put a little bit more olive oil, some butter and some chicken stock, okay? Just a little bit of chicken stock to start off with. You can see it's quite fierce, boiling and bubbling away. So you've got your oil and your butter and a little bit of chicken stock in there. Add the rosemary. Swish it around a bit, make sure it's all getting mixed in. And now the optional bit, garlic. If you like garlic, put it in there. If you don't, leave it out. It's quite all right. Me, I love it, so it's going in. So 1 clove of chopped garlic. Get that all mixed around there, and we're going to add the rest of the chicken stock. And about the same quantity of white wine. There is a school of thought that says the better the wine you use, the better the sauce you're going to get. On the other hand, you don't want to be putting 20 quid's worth of wine in a sauce for a bit of chicken, so you know, take care. Once your liquid is in there, what you want to do is bring that back up to the boil, simmer it for a few minutes till it reduces by about half. Okay, shouldn't take very long, especially if you're using a nice wide frying pan like that. So we've reduced the wine, the stock, with the garlic and the rosemary, and we've reduced it right down, so it's about probably half the quantity you had to start off with. And you just pour that into the roasting tray with the chicken. And that goes into the oven, which is on at about 200 degrees, 180 degrees, depending on how fierce your oven is. And that will take about 10 to 12 minutes to cook. So, like I said, after about 12-15 minutes or so in the oven, out comes the chicken. And there it is. The sauce is nicely reduced and the flavours have really intensified. Chicken's perfectly cooked, ready to eat. Delicious. And that's how you make rosemary chicken.